is Rebecca Anders. I'm a member of Hodgson Singers and very excited for our tour in Europe. I'm a biology major. I just graduated from the University of Georgia, and I'm going to medical school in the fall, so that's fun.
My name is McCall Stiles. I am a rising senior. I am majoring in business management, and this is my second and a half going into third year in Hodgson Singers.
I'm Katie Black. I'm a rising senior voice performance major. This is my third year in the Hodgson Singers, going into my fourth year, and I'm so excited to go to Europe with everyone.
Hi, I'm Mary Martha Clark. I graduated on May 9th with degrees in music and statistics. This is my fourth year in Hodgson Singers, and I have absolutely loved my experience.
So let's start with, how do y'all know each other?
Okay. All right, well, McCall and I are in the same sorority.
Sisterhood!
Sisterhood, woo! That's fun. Anyone else?
I know Katie from being a voice major, and also all four of us are Greek women.
Yes.
We're the only Greek women in choir.
Rebecca and I met in choir, yet we have established a solid friendship outside of choir, baking gluten-free cakes and attending Athens Church.
But yeah, I've just loved, we all roomed together in Jacksonville with a girl named Stephanie, and we just had the best time ever, so yeah.
So can anyone tell me an interesting fact about another member of this group? Oh,
Rebecca has a gluten allergy.
all right.
You have one?
I just wanted to tell the story of when Katie Black and I were in an opera together, and we were in pants roles, so we were playing boys, and Katie was the sloppy one, and I was the manly one, and I think that we still take on these personalities sometimes, along with our friend Perry, who is also in Hodgson Singers, so it's a fun time. That was Magic Flute, and we were the Three Spirits.
Do y'all remember the first time you sang in Hodgson Singers, what that was like?
Okay.
The first time I sang in Hodgson Singers was probably one of the scariest days of my life. I am not kidding. I have always been a singer, and I felt like I could sing the same level as everyone, yet I had no musical knowledge whatsoever. I had never been trained in sight singing. When people were talking about major thirds and augmented fourths, I had no clue what was going on. They were literally speaking a different language, and the fact that you did not spend the first hour learning each part individually blew my mind. And when we were handed the sheet music and Dr. Vera just got ready to start, I was about to pee my pants. Thank you.
Also, I recall my first day in Hodgson Singers. They had all the new people introduce themselves. So as one of the new people, I got up, I introduced myself. I was really nervous. I was literally shaking. And then Avery Drott goes, "And what utensil do you most identify with?" And I had no idea what to say. And someone sitting next to me, maybe you or Olivia, was like, "Just say a spoon, just say a spoon." So I said spoon, and yeah, I was terrified.
My first time in Hodgson Singers was my first time ever singing a choir, so it was absolutely terrifying, similar to McCall. But we start every rehearsal with the same warm-up every single time, so everyone knew the warm-up, but I had no idea what everybody was doing, and we bend our knees and stuff like that. And so I remember singing an arpeggio, but I went an octave up, and Dr. Vera just laughed at me because he knew it was me because I was the only new person. It was so embarrassing. But yeah, similar to McCall, you just kind of feel like an idiot first, and you fake it till you make it, basically. So yeah.
I don't remember my first day in Hodgson Singers, but I do remember my first audition for the choral programs at UGA, and there was a sight singing portion, and Dr. Bara had us just look at very simple melodies and sing them, and I was singing this one. It was in C major. It went like this, da, 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 da. And I started laughing because it's a hymn tune, and I've sung it many, many times, and I started laughing in the middle of my audition, and I was like, oh my gosh, he's going to think I'm not serious about this, but I just remember this tune. And then he asked me if I was a church musician, and he laughed as well, and we had that bonding moment, and somehow I made it into Hodgson Singers.
What Does somebody have a favorite memory of their time in Hodgson Singers?
My favorite time performing ever in a group of a choral program, a choir, was when we went to Jacksonville for ACDA in February, and that was when we all roomed together in the same hotel, and that was very fun. But our entire program for that concert was memorized, and we all just had that moment where we could really feel the music, and I just had this intensely spiritual sense that we were all putting forth 100% of our effort on these last pieces that we were singing. Unclouded Day was one of them, and it's in our tour repertoire as well. And it was just, half of us walked off in tears just because we were so overwhelmed. It was a really cool experience.
What's your favorite song from the tour repertoire? Does anyone have a favorite piece?
The Howls for me.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I second that.
Somebody want to say why?
Wait, I have a different one. So. Good. Do it. You say it.
I don't know. I think the Howls piece, that's Salve Regina, right? For me, I was raised in a Catholic household, and that's kind of the music tradition I grew up with. So I think for me, that's the most spiritually fulfilling piece on the program. Every time we sing it, I'm really touched by it.
I actually really like Feeling Free, which at first I hated it,
The only one.
but the fact that it's unison really presented a challenge that our choir has never tried to tackle before, and that makes it a very unique piece, that it is unison as well as being more of a jazz type of piece. And the musical theater side of me loves the characterizations and the choreography, and I think that will come as a really shocking surprise of how our choir is taking its own individual, unique perspective of that piece. And I'm really excited to see what the judges' reaction as well as the audience reaction is to how we interpreted doing that piece when we had free will.
My favorite pieces are the 2 Lenten motets that we do. I just love those because we've had such history with them. We've sung them so many different times, and especially Crucium Tuam. I feel like the first time we sang that, it was just it was so beautiful and so powerful for me. So I'm excited to have that experience in Europe too.
So I guess the last question is, what are you looking forward to most about the tour? Favorite place to go, or a thing to do, or?
Okay.
If you insist.
I am really looking forward to the venues that we are going to get to, our planned performances, as well as whatever opportunity for impromptu performances we have. That's what I love about our choir, is the enthusiasm that people have to sing anywhere. We had a pool party last night and spent about 15 minutes singing our favorite repertoire around the pool. So I know that we will find a place in Europe that is suitable. But just the castles and the cathedrals, the places where this type of repertoire was really meant to be performed, and not, high school gyms or carpeted rooms that sometimes we end up performing in here. I think it'll bring just a whole new life and really bring just the tone that these pieces were meant to be performed with. And I'm excited to experience that for the first time when we're singing them there.
Yeah, I would probably agree with that. I, strangely enough, visited every one of these cities last summer and pretty much toured all the venues we're singing in. But that was my one thought the whole time. Wow, what would this be like to sing in? And I'm really excited about that, especially in Baden, because at least the Opera House is beautiful, and there's an outdoor amphitheater that they have programs, summer concerts, stuff like that in. And I'm pretty sure that's where we're doing our outdoor performance. And apparently it's built for perfect acoustics. So
Yeah.
really looking forward to that.
All right. Well, that's it. Thank you.
Yay!
Perfect.